I just read the first chapter of Kagura Bachi. I had to see what all the meat munching was all about, man, cause y'all folks, you people, y'all blowing straight bubbles on it, doing tricks, handstands, whatever. So what I'm doing for this video, man, I'm about to share my thoughts and opinions on what I just read, but first, let me give you guys a quick summary of chapter 1. Alright, so we get thrown into the early stages of our main character's life, Chicharito. We get thrown into the early stages of our main character, Chihiro, not Chicharito now, alright? Not to confuse the two, one's a striker and one's a striker. Anyways, we get thrown into the early stage of his life when he was under the tutelage of his father, who was known to craft one hell of a sword. He got his fame and notoriety during a war when he was whipping up swords that no one else could make. Only him was capable of making the swords he was making. He got so poppin', he was more famous than the folks that was actually out there on the battlefield in the front lines putting up King Von numbers. Hearing how much motion his dad had, Chihiro really wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps and continue on with the legacy, being one of them ones when it comes to crafting up a sword. So his pops would go on and lecture him, telling him the road that's ahead of him, telling him that when it comes to crafting a sword, it's all about principle and accountability. Whenever you crafting a katana, you gotta be 100% certain that the hands you're putting it in, they are for the greater good and not evil, because things could get crucial. And after that lecture, you would think that we're gonna cut straight to a father and son arc where we see the main character improving his craft, but nope, that's not what we get, ladies and gentlemen. We actually fast forward 38 months later. Yes, a whole 3 years and some change later, and we're just thrown into a whole situation where folks is getting sliced up. The reason these folks were getting sliced up more than Syndrome at the end of The Incredibles was because they were fighting the power. They were standing up to a gang that was taking over their city. We are not only introduced to the Duke Dennis of the Weeb world because of the amount of glazing y'all do, we are also introduced to this group of people called sorcerers. We don't really learn much about who these sorcerers are or even how our main character got that scar in his face, but what we do learn is that every morning when he goes to wash his face, he looks himself in the mirror and looks at that scar because he wants to start off his day with hate. And if you ask me, I think that's inspirational, man. Chihiro and his buddy would pull up to this city so they could have a conversation with the Yakuza, but that would all change. That mindset would change after they would see the activists that were fighting for the rights of the citizens just dangling in broad daylight in the middle of the city. Kagura, Bachi and friend would pull up to their headquarters, and this is when the meme was born. I don't know what happened, if the writer went and bought some boost, but the art style, it upgraded tenfold. It was looking clean. My man Chihiro went up in that building and was slicing and dicing, folks. It was looking like a straight fruit platter after he was done. The chapter would end with our main character pressing the leader of the gang, telling him, where is this gang of sorcerers at, bro? Let me know where they at. And yeah, and that was the first chapter. Now let me go ahead and give you guys my thoughts. Hey you guys, this is 2 days later me, and I'm all caught up on this series. I just finished up chapter 4. So what I'm gonna do is interject in between points I make, just so I can let you guys know if my assumptions were right or wrong. Alright, so what I got from the first chapter is that his pops is dead, and the reason for his death is the sorcerers. The sorcerers killed his pops. Correct. 2 for 2. And before he died, the last katana he made was the sword that he used. The reason why is because of the fish, because his dad for some reason loved obtaining and talking to fish for some. I don't know why they added that curveball, but hey, go off, sis, I guess. You were so close to a perfect record, my boy. No, that's not the whole ordeal. The thing that happened was that Pops was protecting these 6 enchanted swords, and these sorcerers pulled up on him, gave him all the smoke. He ended up flatlining right on the ground right next to his son, and these sorcerers went about copping all 6 of them swords. But what they didn't know, there was a 7th one that he kept in the tuck, the one that he dedicated most of his life to craft and create, which his son would go on to take. So oh, and I almost forgot, during this journey on finding this sorcerer group, he's also gonna chop down folks that he deems unworthy of wielding a katana. If he deems the individual evil wielding it, he's about to go ahead and do his done diddly and I mean, kinda, sorta. He's trying to, like, get back all 6 of the swords that were stolen. So you can, you know what? Hey, since you one hunky piece of dark chocolate, I could just take a bite right into you right now if I could. Ow, ow. It just solely because of that, I'll give you that one. You 3 for 4 so far. You 3 for 4. I will say, after I finished reading it, I was so shocked that it got that amount of hype just for that chapter. I mean, like everything else, it's got potential. I see the vision. I definitely would rock with it, especially in anime form. But y'all, that was it. That was the reason for y'all's hype. That chapter right there was the reason y'all started glazing, 2-hand gripping it like that. It's crazy, man. The internet's a wild place, bro. You never know what's gonna go viral, bro. Like, you just never can pinpoint it at all. Well, unless you're Mr. Beast. I'm excited to see where it goes, y'all. I am, but y'all gotta relax. Y'all gotta chill down on all y'all expectations, man. Y'all expecting it to be up here, but I think it's gonna be, you feel me? So yeah, that's about it for me. I know I'm late, but hey, better late than never, right? Drop down in the comments below your thoughts and opinions on it, whether you read it or haven't yet, man. Cause this is just intriguing, man. Has this ever happened before, man? I don't know.